Okay, so up at the top where it says compound shapes, I want you to add the word composite. Because you will also hear these referred to as composite shapes. What other words do you think of when you hear the word composite? Well, that would be deposit. But think about composite. What else do you hear? No. Huh?
I think more than one shape.
Okay, but think about the word composite. What else do you hear? Think about music. Compose. Okay? When a person composes music, they're taking lots of different notes and putting them together to make a song. There are composite types of rocks. Okay? There's actually a type of wood that is a composite wood, and it's many different materials put together to make one. So a composite shape is where we're going to take two or more shapes, we combine them together to make one. And what we're going to do, flip this to the other side real quick. We're going to do these first. What we're going to do is go through and break them apart. And different from what we did yesterday. Yesterday we were subtracting and taking away the part that wasn't there. Today, what are we doing?
Multiplying and dividing.
We're not multiplying and dividing. We are multiplying to find the area, but then once we get the area of the shapes, we are going to add. Okay? So we're combining them together. All right? So we're looking at this first shape. What immediately two shapes do you see within that one?
Triangle and square.
Absolutely. So we can separate it to have a triangle and a square. And we know how to find the area of both of those, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so doing our rectangle, our square first, area is equal to base times height. So what numbers are we multiplying? For rectangle right here. 4 and 4. So 4 times 4, which would give me 16 meters squared. So that takes care of this shape. The area of this shape is 16 meters squared. But I still have my triangle. Is there a base labeled on here?
4.
It's not labeled, but what is it?
4.
4. And we know it's 4 because the rule of a square or a rectangle is that it has matching sides. So if this is 4 meters, then this has to be 4 meters as well. All right? So area equals base times height divided by 2. We said the base was 4. What's my height?
12, 2.
2, because the height's measured out here. It's the same distance in here. So what is 4 times 2?
8.
Divided by 2?
4.
So that is 4 meters squared. I'm just going to piggyback on that. So now I have 16 meters squared for my rectangle, 4 meters squared for my triangle. What's the total area?
20.
20 meters squared. We're not subtracting. Think of this as like building blocks. We are adding on to each other. So yesterday we were subtracting because we were taking out what was in the middle. Today we're adding because we have two different shapes and we're adding them together. Did you have a question? Good. Okay. All right. Look at the second one. What's the easiest place to separate those two?
Right down, like straight down. Right down where the 6 inches.
We could go straight down, but then I'm going to have to split this one. I'm going to go straight across.
Yes.
Because then I don't have any numbers that I have to split. Okay? It gives me my dimensions for my square up here, which is going to be what?
8 times height.
6 times 6, which is
36.
36 inches squared. Okay? And then the rectangle at the bottom, again, base times height. What am I multiplying?
12 times 6.
12 times 6.
12 times 6, which gives me 72 inches squared. Am I done?
No.
What's the last thing I need to do?
Add 6 to 72.
Yes. I'm not multiplying. Remember, I'm building blocks here. I have taken a rectangular block, added a square block on top of it. So now I have to add them together. 108 inches squared. Don't forget to label. But again, the biggest thing is, guys, find the easiest way to split them up. We're still going to do a couple more together. Okay, looking at number 3. What do you think the easiest place to split it is going to be?
Across.
Straight across, right here. Otherwise, if I split it anywhere, I'm going to have multiple shapes. I'm going to have more than 2. And I really don't want to have more than 2. I want to make it as easy on myself as possible. Okay, looking up top, this square, base times height. So what am I multiplying? 36 times 36. Somebody tell us what that is real quick.
1,296.
Say 1296. And that is yards squared. I'm running out of room. Okay, now let's look at this next rectangle. Again, base times height. I'm going to put this in here, 1,296 yards squared. This becomes 72 times 18, which is what?
The same thing.
Yes, and look what's kind of cool. Let me show you a little relationship. Do you think it's weird that they have the same area?
No.
It's
like the same area, but it's like in a different like shape.
right. They kind of stretched it out. They redistributed it. And if you look at this, what is 36 times 2? 72. What is 18 times 2?
36.
So this one's twice as much, your length is twice as much, and your height over here is half as much. So basically, we could cut it in half and stack it on top of each other and have the same shape. So pretty cool. All right, are we done?
No.
Okay, what do we get when we add them together?
2,592.
2,592. Glad to see y'all are excited. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
All right, I want to do a couple more with you. Let's look at number 4, okay? And if you need to look at mine again in a minute, we'll come back to it. Okay, looking at number 4, immediately, what shapes do you see?
I see a triangle and a square.
Perfect. So we're going to separate it straight across. Okay? We'll start with our triangle. My formula is what?
Base height times 12.
Fantastic. Okay, what is the base of my triangle?
8 foot. 6. 12. No. 14.
14. Why is it 14? Tell us.
3 plus 3 plus 8.
Okay, 3 plus 8.
Absolutely. Remember, matching sides. So if this side is 8, this has to be 8 as well. Then I have to add together. Remember, I want the whole base of my triangle. So I'm looking for this entire line right here. So I have to add together the 3, the 8, and the 3, which would give me 14. What's my height?
12.
And then divide by 2. Okay, and then divide it by 2 for us. 84. So 84 feet squared. That's my triangle. Okay. Now we need to go down and look at our square. What numbers are we multiplying here?
8 and 8.
8 times 8, which will give me,
64.
and that is feet squared. What's the last thing I do?
You add. 148.
148. 148 feet squared. So really, you're taking everything you've learned over the last couple of weeks, and now we're just adding it all together. Okay, one other one I want us to look at. Look at number 8 on the bottom row. Okay, there are 3 ways you can solve this problem, and we want to go for the easiest. Okay, so first way, anybody have a suggestion? What do we think?
You can make it into a square.
I can make it into a square and a triangle, right? Okay. Everybody see that? I'm going to erase that now. What's the second way?
You can make it into a rectangle.
I can make it to a rectangle and do what? Erase the triangle. So I could do the entire rectangle and cut this corner off. What other way could I do it? Exactly. It's already a trapezoid, right? Don't we know the formula for a trapezoid?
Yeah.
We absolutely do. So here's what we're going to do. The only thing we're missing is this base measurement right here. So we have to kind of treat it like a puzzle. If I know this distance from here to here is 18, what is the distance from here to here?
18.
And if this is 8, what does this have to be?
10.
Okay, so it's like a puzzle piece. So now we can use our normal formula of height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay, what is my height here?
10 centimeters.
10 centimeters. And my two bases are
10 and 18.
10 and 18. Let me move this up. Okay, we get 10 plus 18 and we get what?
48.
What is 10 times 28?
280.
280 divided by 2 gives me
140.
140 centimeters squared. Do I need, to do anything else?
No.
No, because I've ignored this triangle over here. I just focused on the trapezoid itself, so my answer is 140 centimeters squared. Again, make it the easiest possible solution for yourself. I would not split it up into multiple shapes if you don't have to. Okay, if you see it like this one we knew was a trapezoid and you know how to solve it, do it that way. It saves yourself some time. Are there any questions so far? We're good?